I met her in college. Back then, she was the girl everyone noticed when she walked into a room. Her beauty was undeniable, and it was matched by her sharp mind and captivating smile. I was just an ordinary guy, studying hard to make a future for myself. When she agreed to go out with me, I felt like the luckiest man alive. We quickly fell in love, and everything seemed perfect. Life with her was a dream. She cooked like a professional chef, turning even the simplest meals into culinary masterpieces. Our sex life was passionate and frequent, adding a layer of intimacy that made our connection feel unbreakable. We supported each other through the early stages of our careers, always celebrating each other's successes. It felt like nothing could come between us. Our wedding was a grand affair attended by friends and family who were genuinely happy for us. We exchanged vows with promises of eternal love and fidelity, believing every word we said. The honeymoon was just as magical, filled with laughter, adventure, and the unshakable belief that we were meant to be together forever. For the first few years, everything was great. We bought a house in a nice neighborhood, decorated it together, and settled into our new life as a married couple. We both worked hard, but we always made time for each other. Weekend getaways, date nights, and spontaneous surprises kept the spark alive. Our friends often commented on how perfect we were for each other, and I believed it too. But then, things started to change. It was subtle at first, almost imperceptible. She began coming home late, often with vague excuses about work or meeting friends. Her phone became a constant presence, buzzing with messages she would quickly hide from me. The warmth that once defined our relationship began to fade, replaced by a growing sense of distance. I tried to ignore the gnawing suspicion that something was wrong. I told myself that she was just busy or stressed, that it was all in my head. But the signs were hard to ignore. She was more secretive, more detached. Our conversations became shorter, filled with awkward silences where there used to be laughter and shared dreams. One night, after she came home later than usual, I decided to confront her. I asked her point blank if there was someone else. Her reaction was defensive, almost angry, but she denied it. She accused me of being paranoid, of not trusting her. The conversation ended in a bitter argument, leaving me more confused and hurt than before. The days that followed were filled with tension. We barely spoke, and when we did, it was strained and uncomfortable. I started paying more attention to her behavior, looking for any clues that might confirm my suspicions. I noticed how she would smile at her phone, how she seemed to care more about her appearance, how she would avoid intimacy with me. It was like living with a stranger. My work began to suffer as well. I couldn't focus, constantly distracted by thoughts of what might be happening behind my back. Colleagues noticed my distraction, offering unsolicited advice that only made me feel worse. I didn't know who to trust or where to turn for help. One evening, I confided in a close friend. He listened patiently, offering a sympathetic ear. He suggested that I hire a private investigator, someone who could find out the truth without her knowing. At first, I was hesitant. It felt like a betrayal, like I was admitting defeat. But the doubt was eating me alive, and I needed answers. The investigator was discreet and professional. Within a week, he had gathered enough evidence to confirm my worst fears. She was having an affair with a coworker, a man I had never met but whose name was now etched in my mind as the person who had destroyed my life. The photos and messages were undeniable proof of her betrayal. I felt betrayed, humiliated, and utterly devastated. The woman I had loved and trusted had shattered our life together. She showed little remorse, instead turning the blame on me, accusing me of not being attentive enough, of not making her feel special. It was like a knife twisting in my gut. We argued fiercely, saying things we could never take back. She accused me of being too focused on my career, of neglecting her needs. I retaliated by pointing out her hypocrisy, how she had always valued material possessions and status over the simple joys of our relationship. It was a bitter, venomous exchange that left us both emotionally drained. Dear viewers, more than 90% watch my content without subscribing. If you still have not subscribed, then I ask you to do so. For me, this is the best motivation to continue. The decision to divorce was inevitable. As we discussed the logistics, she revealed her true motives. She wanted the house, the car, and a significant portion of my savings. It became clear that she had planned this all along, positioning herself to gain as much as possible from our separation. The realization hurt more than the affair itself. After the divorce, I spiraled into a dark period. I turned to alcohol to numb the pain, spending nights drinking alone in my empty apartment. I lost touch with friends and family, isolating myself in a cocoon of self-pity and despair. The future seemed bleak, and I couldn't see a way out of the darkness. But slowly, I began to rebuild. With the help of a therapist, I started to confront my emotions and process the trauma. I realized that dwelling on the past would only keep me trapped in a cycle of bitterness and regret. I had to move forward, to find a way to reclaim my life. I reconnected with old friends, started new hobbies, and focused on my career with renewed vigor. The process was slow and painful, but gradually, I began to feel like myself again. I learned to let go of the anger and resentment, to accept that some things are beyond our control. Occasionally, I would hear about my ex-wife through mutual acquaintances. She remarried quickly, to a man with more money and status than I could ever offer. But the stories I heard suggested that she was not as happy as she pretended to be. There were whispers of discontent, of fights and regrets. It seemed that the life she had chosen was not the fairy tale she had envisioned. Reflecting on my experience, I realized the importance of choosing a life partner wisely. I had been blinded by her beauty and charm, overlooking the warning signs that were there from the beginning. I vowed never to make the same mistake again, to value substance over appearance, to seek a partner who would cherish the simple, honest moments of life. My journey to healing was long and arduous, but it taught me invaluable lessons about love, trust, and self-worth. I emerged stronger, more resilient, and more aware of what truly matters in a relationship. I knew that one day, I would find someone who appreciated me for who I was, someone who would value the depth of our connection over material possessions. And so, I moved forward, with hope in my heart and a clear vision of the future. The scars of the past remained, but they no longer defined me. I was ready to embrace life again, to find joy in the present, and to look forward to a brighter tomorrow. The days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months. Slowly but surely, I built a new routine for myself. I started going to the gym regularly, taking care of my body in a way I hadn't done in years. Physical activity became a therapeutic outlet, helping me to channel my emotions into something positive. At work, I found renewed purpose. The distractions that had plagued me were gone, replaced by a fierce determination to succeed. I took on new projects, pushed myself harder than ever before, and began to see the fruits of my labor. Promotions and accolades followed, but this time, they brought a sense of personal satisfaction rather than a need to impress anyone else. Socially, I reconnected with old friends and made new ones. I joined a hiking club, rediscovering my love for the outdoors. The fresh air and camaraderie were invigorating, helping me to see the world from a new perspective. I also took up painting, an old hobby I'd abandoned years ago. The creative process was soothing, providing a way to express emotions that words could not capture. One evening, while attending a friend's party, I met someone new. She was different from anyone I had ever been with, kind, genuine, and down-to-earth. We talked for hours that night, sharing stories and laughter. There was an immediate connection, but this time I was cautious. I had learned the hard way that initial chemistry could be misleading. We took things slowly, getting to know each other without rushing into anything. As the months passed, I realized that she was everything I had been looking for. She valued honesty and simplicity, cherishing the little moments that make life meaningful. Our relationship was built on mutual respect and trust, a stark contrast to what I had experienced before. One evening, as we sat together on my porch, watching the sunset, she turned to me and asked about my past. I hesitated at first, unsure of how much to reveal, but I decided to be honest, sharing my story with her. She listened without judgment, holding my hand as I recounted the pain and betrayal I had endured. When I finished, she looked at me with compassion in her eyes. "I'm so sorry you went through that," she said softly. "But I'm glad you told me. It helps me understand you better." Dear viewers, I ask you to subscribe to the channel under this video. I will be very grateful to you. Her words were a balm to my soul, reassuring me that I had finally found someone who could see me for who I truly was. We continued to build our relationship on a foundation of honesty and open communication, always making sure to prioritize each other's needs and feelings. As time went on, we began to discuss our future together. We talked about our dreams, our goals, and the kind of life we wanted to build. It was a stark contrast to the materialistic and superficial conversations I had once had with my ex-wife. This time, I felt a deep sense of alignment and shared purpose. We eventually moved in together, creating a home that was filled with love and laughter. The house was modest, but it was ours, and every corner of it reflected our shared tastes and values. We spent our weekends gardening, cooking together, and exploring the world around us. It was a simple, fulfilling life that brought me immense joy. One day, while sorting through some old boxes, I came across a photo album from my previous marriage. Flipping through the pages, I felt a mixture of emotions: sadness, regret, but also a sense of closure. I realized that those memories, while painful, had shaped me into the person I was today. With a deep breath, I closed the album and put it back in the box. The past was behind me, and I was ready to fully embrace the present and the future. I had learned that life is too short to dwell on what cannot be changed. Instead, I chose to focus on the love and happiness that I had found, and to cherish every moment with the person who had brought light back into my life. As the years went by, our relationship only grew stronger. We faced challenges together, supporting each other through the ups and downs. We celebrated each other's successes and provided comfort during times of hardship. The bond we shared was unbreakable, forged through mutual respect and unwavering commitment. Looking back on my journey, I realized how far I had come. The pain and betrayal of my past had given way to a life filled with love, purpose, and fulfillment. I had learned valuable lessons about trust, resilience, and the importance of choosing a partner who truly values you for who you are. In the end, I was grateful for the experiences that had shaped me. They had taught me to appreciate the simple, genuine moments of life and to cherish the people who truly mattered. I knew that I had found something rare and precious, and I was determined to never take it for granted. The scars of the past remained, but they no longer defined me. They were a part of my story, a testament to my strength and resilience. And as I stood on the porch with the woman I loved, watching the sunset and looking forward to the future, I knew that I'd finally found my place in the world. I was home. Even in the quiet moments of reflection, I often thought about the choices we make and how they shape our lives. It wasn't just about the people we let into our hearts, but also about the values and priorities we hold. My ex-wife's desire for material possessions and status had ultimately led to her unhappiness, a cautionary tale that reminded me to stay true to what really mattered. In my new relationship, we focused on experiences rather than things. We traveled to new places, created memories that would last a lifetime, and supported each other's dreams. Our bond was not built on fleeting desires, but on a deep understanding and mutual respect. This foundation made all the difference. Every now and then, I would receive updates about my ex-wife through mutual friends. It seemed that her second marriage was rocky, plagued by the same issues that had doomed ours. There were rumors of infidelity, arguments over money, and a general sense of dissatisfaction. It was a stark reminder that chasing superficial happiness often leads to emptiness. Despite the pain she had caused me, I found that I no longer harbored any ill will towards her. Instead, I felt a sense of pity. She had made her choices, and she was living with the consequences. Meanwhile, I had found a path to true contentment, one that wasn't dependent on material wealth or societal status. As I continued to grow and evolve, I also made it a point to give back to others. I started mentoring young professionals, sharing my experiences and the lessons I had learned. I wanted to help them navigate their own challenges and avoid the pitfalls that had once ensnared me. It was a rewarding experience, one that gave my life additional meaning and purpose. Through this journey, I discovered the importance of self-care and self-love. I took time to nurture my own well-being, whether it was through exercise, meditation, or simply enjoying a good book. I realized that in order to be a good partner, friend, and mentor, I needed to take care of myself first. This balance was crucial to maintaining a healthy and fulfilling life. The next few years were filled with both challenges and triumphs. As we settled into our lives together, my partner and I found that our bond only grew stronger with each passing day. We faced life's ups and downs as a team, always supporting each other and finding joy in the small moments. One significant milestone was when we decided to start our own business, It was a dream we both shared, and after many late-night discussions and careful planning, we took the leap. We poured our savings and energy into creating something we were both passionate about. The process was exhausting but exhilarating, and it brought us even closer together. Starting a business was not without its hurdles. We encountered financial strains, long hours, and the constant pressure to succeed. There were moments of doubt and stress, but we never let them overshadow our commitment to each other and our shared vision. We learned to lean on each other, to communicate openly about our fears and hopes, and to celebrate every small victory. As the business grew, so did our sense of accomplishment. We hired our first employees, expanded our product line, and began to see the fruits of our labor. The success of the business was a testament to our hard work and determination, and it reinforced the strength of our partnership. We weren't just building a company, we were building a life together. During this time, we also made an effort to give back to the community. We organized charity events, volunteered our time, and supported local causes. This gave us a sense of purpose beyond our personal achievements and allowed us to connect with others in meaningful ways. It was fulfilling to see the positive impact we could make, and it deepened our appreciation for the life we were creating. Our social circle expanded as well. We made new friends through our business and community involvement, and we nurtured these relationships with the same care and attention we gave to our own. Hosting dinners, attending gatherings, and going on trips with friends became a regular part of our lives, adding a rich social dimension to our partnership. Amidst all this, we never lost sight of the importance of quality time together. We made it a point to take regular breaks from work to enjoy each other's company. Weekend getaways, quiet evenings at home, and spontaneous adventures kept the spark alive. These moments of connection were vital in maintaining the balance between our professional and personal lives. One particularly memorable trip was a surprise vacation my partner planned for our anniversary. We traveled to a remote cabin in the mountains, far away from the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. The week we spent there was magical. We hiked through breathtaking landscapes, cooked meals together, and spent our nights by the fireplace, talking about our dreams for the future. It was a reminder of why we had fallen in love in the first place and how far we had come since then. As the business continued to thrive, we began to think about our long-term goals. We discussed the possibility of starting a family and what that would mean for our lives. It was a big decision, but we approached it with the same thoughtful consideration we gave to everything else. We wanted to be sure we were ready, not just financially, but emotionally and logistically. We also talked about the legacy we wanted to leave behind. Beyond the success of our business, we wanted to be remembered for the positive impact we had on those around us. This led us to invest more in mentorship and community projects, ensuring that our contributions would outlast our lifetimes. Throughout these discussions, we continued to nurture our relationship. We attended couples retreats and workshops, always looking for ways to strengthen our bond and improve our communication. It wasn't that we were struggling. We just believed that a relationship, like anything valuable, required continuous effort and care. One of the most profound moments came during a retreat where we were asked to write letters to each other, expressing our deepest feelings and hopes for the future. Reading her letter, I was moved to tears by her words of love and appreciation. She spoke of her admiration for my resilience, her gratitude for our life together, and her excitement for the future we were building. In my letter, I shared my profound respect for her strength and kindness, and my unwavering commitment to our shared journey. This exercise brought us even closer, reaffirming our love and dedication to each other. It was a powerful reminder that, despite the challenges and busyness of life, our relationship remained the foundation of everything we did. As the years went on, we continued to grow, both individually and as a couple. We faced new challenges with confidence, knowing that we had each other's backs. Our love deepened, enriched by the experiences we shared and the obstacles we overcame together. Eventually, we decided it was time to expand our family. The decision was made with careful thought and a deep sense of readiness. When we welcomed our first child, it was a transformative experience. The love we felt for this new life was overwhelming, and it brought a new dimension to our relationship. Parenthood came with its own set of challenges, but we faced them with the same teamwork and dedication that had guided us through everything else. We supported each other through sleepless nights, first steps, and all the milestones that marked our child's growth. It was a journey that required patience, sacrifice, and a lot of love, but it was also incredibly rewarding. Balancing our roles as parents and business owners was not easy, but we made it work. We leaned on each other, shared responsibilities, and made sure to carve out time for our relationship. Our child became a source of immense joy and a reminder of the beautiful life we were building together. In the quiet moments, as I watched our child play or listened to my partner's laughter, I felt a deep sense of contentment. Life had taken us on a journey I could never have imagined, filled with unexpected twists and turns. But through it all, we had found love, purpose, and fulfillment. Reflecting on the past, I realized how much I had grown. The pain and betrayal I once experienced had taught me invaluable lessons about resilience, trust, and the true meaning of love. I had learned to cherish the present and to build a future based on genuine connection and shared values. Looking ahead, I knew there would be more challenges to face and more dreams to pursue. But with my partner by my side, I felt ready for anything. Together, we had created a life filled with love, laughter, and a deep sense of purpose. And for that, I was eternally grateful.